Hello, 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 and welcome back to another Gungrave G.O.R.E video. We are powering through, I tells you. I can't remember what happened last time. Oh, yes, I do. We killed the old man, the annoying old man. So yeah, apparently, according to Harlan in the comments, I could have parried the red balls apparently using the coffin spin. I'd have to look at the footage again because it's possible I actually just didn't try to parry that attack. So that might have been on me. But but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I made that fight harder than I needed to. Also, the laser grid thing before his boss room. Apparently, that used to kill you in one hit or something. That's mad. I don't know who designed this game originally, but it was just Jesus. I'm really glad that they changed it because that would have not been fun. Um, Anyways, we're now on stage 28, Breakthrough, No Man's Gate Revisited. While Grave was busy dealing with Toronti, Raven Clan's top boss, Raven, Jesus Christ. While Grave was busy dealing with Toronti, Raven Clan's top boss, Gump. Wait, how am I? Wait, that's not a full stop. This is weird. Ravenclan's top boss Ganpo and his henchmen made a surprise attack. That scumbag. I think he was already planning on kidnapping Boss from the start, although Ravenclan's big plan was revealed through Toronti. Saving Boss is also a priority. Looking at Ravenclan bosses trying to protect No Man's Gate, I think they hid something there. I should leave Grave to do his thing and find out more about Scumland and this who knows who that Toronti mentioned. Kind of funny because we wouldn't have really even heard much about who knows who if all these freaking people didn't keep telling us about them. Um, so they would have been more secret had they have not even been built up to be a secret. I don't know what I'm on about. Cutscene.
We'll have to drop you off this time. This is the closest I can get.
So chill.
Tight.
Everyone here is so chill. Kiema. Here I am. No fucks given. Okay. Let's kick their ass.
You need to fight it.
Fight what? Oh, probably all of this. Ugh. Don't you shoot your stuff at me. So I was watching Moist Critical's countdown of the worst games of 2022. And this game's on there. Just gonna quickly yeah, this game was on there at number 2, which I think is a little bit of a yeah, I don't really think that's quite fair, to be honest with you. Like, I think this game is not the best.
Great! There are more of them coming!
But I also think that it has its charm. It's got a simplistic charm. Like, this is never gonna win any awards as a sort of a genre-defining masterpiece or anything like that. It's like an arcade sort of. Okay, we've got a thing now. Let's just do this one. Oh yeah, I've got the blades. That was fun. Oh, that really was fun. I killed a lot of things. Oh, more. Yeah, but he was basically saying that the game is sort of very one note and unplayable, and I agree that the game is very repetitive. It really is. He was also saying all you have to do is hold down the shoot button and you just win, and that's just not really true. It works in some fights, but not the whole game. I think enemy management is a lot more important than maybe Moist Critical was making it seem. And I certainly would never say that this was one of the worst games of the year. Definitely not. I'm sure there's been worse. God, what about I can't remember. I can't even remember the name of it. Is it Deathverse or whatever? That looked terrible. There's no way that this is worse than that. Surely. Maybe that game's amazing. Who knows? Yeah, we'll get Death Hauler upgrade. Um, but I mean, I'm sure there's been worse. I'm sure there has been. I kind of think this game gives me like kind of like quite heavy nostalgia, and I never played this back when it was like on PS2, maybe. So like the fact that I'm getting nostalgia from it is like I think a really good thing. Um, Right, stage 29, Harbinger's Pit. After checking past records, I've confirmed that no one made it out of this place called Harbinger's Pit alive. If I get past this area, I should be able to find Boss, right? A place as important as this could have King of Scumland himself as the graveyard keeper. Could getting past this area also mean that I'll be closer to the one called Who Knows Who? Possibly. I feel like we're getting towards the end now, so we might be fighting some sort of like end game bosses here. Um, for anyone who's interested, by the way, Charlie's number one worst game of the year was Babylon's Fall, which, like, I don't think I would have put it at number one. Like, the game was bad. It was real bad, but I don't think I would have put it at number one. I don't know what I would have put at number one, though. But yeah, this wouldn't have even been in the list. I don't think this game is, like, that bad. I think it's janky. I think it's real janky. And there's definitely stuff wrong with it, but it's not, like, a worst game of the year candidate. I think the one thing that is unarguably like bad about this game is its price point. I think like the fact that it launched at like I think it was like £45, or was it even more? It was like 49.99 maybe even. Like that is like just irredeemable. It's a terrible price point. Um, so yeah, I would say that's the one thing that they need to rethink, and I'm sure given some time. Okay, I'm not finding anything to shoot. Please perish. There we go. So I mean, like, I think the repetition is really setting in. Like, we're seeing, like, just repeats of the same enemies now, and it really is the same enemies. Oh, hello. I didn't even see you there. Buddy. Wait, what are you doing? Yeah, Mom. Oh, he went behind me. Now we spin around again. But yeah, I don't know. There's something to be said, I think, for the simplicity of this game. Did I do the right one? Yeah. I think we would have got all of them. Okay. I didn't keep my my combo up. Oops. There we go. Come on. Yeah, we're just going to do this again. I actually very much like this move. Kind of liking the aesthetic, like sort of like we're getting into a more of like a demon hellscape now, which is cool. Hey, bud. Wait, we've seen this guy before. Oh no. Okay. Okay. Right, we... Just keep backing up. Keep backing up. Keep circling. They can't do anything to me. Oh, there's this guy. You know what? We're going to do this. I really like that move. I know I've said that already, but I really do. You know what? We're going to do it again. Here we go. I think we did it. We did do it. Got some more stuff to explode? Yeah, that's right. Get those beats up. Come on. Oh, I used up the big one. Oops. Although... Oh, there's more. Why is there always more? One, two. Then this guy. It's these guys. I think I missed a set piece or something though. Go and give you stuff to destroy. I don't want to lose my beats. We're good. Come on. I want to go over 1,000. Over 1,000. Come on. Yes! We went over 1,000! Oh, we lost it. It's all good. I don't really know what it does for me anyways, so... You know what? Oh, I missed one. Yeah. Alrighty. Oh, look at these guys. They're everywhere. Why am I... Wait, what happened there? I don't actually know what happened there. I'm just going to do this to get some health back. So we're starting to see more of these guys now, which I guess is good. I don't really know. Like, they're different, at least. I mean, am I about to die? Please don't kill me. Shoot. Okay, that was weird. Is there one behind me? Nope. Well, maybe there was. There is not. I can't be bothered with the beats at the moment. Not that there's really much to shoot. Okay. I think this looks like boss territory, I think. Yeah.
Surprise, surprise. It comes down to you and me, Grave.
Yeah, it does.
As it should be, right?
Love this guy who I don't remember
No
at
one
all.
else was gonna prove worthy. We both knew that. Just a few roadblocks to soften you up for the real showdown.
It's kind of got like Kingpin vibes.
Let's cut to the chase, you walking corpse! Time to find out who the real man is.
It's like Kingpin meets Mike Tyson. Purely because of the tattoo, literally nothing else. Alrighty. Well, let's see what we do against this bloke. I'm gonna die.
Ganpo, kick him for me.
This bit is fine. Oh, hello, okay. Oh, Jesus. Okay, let's just get some health back. I know this is maybe a bit of a waste, I don't know. But... Oh god, is that parryable? Yeah. Oh my god, I'm nearly dead. What the hell? Okay, right. I'm not really too sure what happened there. That I had so many specials there as well, and I just didn't get to use them. Oh no. Okay, hopefully we'll be fine. Time your dodge to avoid getting grabbed. When you get stunned, you can quickly get out of it by trying to move left and right. Yeah, I kind of wish that wasn't a thing as well. It's such a weird, like, motion to have to make. Like, I always find myself taking my, like, hand off the rest of the controller to shake the stick.
Surprise, surprise. It comes down
Surprise,
to you and
surprise.
me,
I
Grave.
will be skipping this cutscene.
Ganpo, take him for me.
I keep pushing the wrong special. Great. I don't... Like, what do? I can't move. Like, everything is delayed. Like, this bit's fine. Alright, let's just get some health back real quick. Okay, that's jumping. There we go. Okay, that's a jump. I don't know what that is. Okay, that said it was a dodge, but I don't... We're just gonna quickly get some health back, I think. If it will. Oh my god. The jumping works on that. What is happening? What is that? Jesus Christ. Some of these bosses, man. Okay. I did say in the last episode I was expecting some BS towards the end.
Surprise, surprise.
And it doesn't excuse it, but
down
like
to you and me, Grave.
it's very
Ganpo,
very
take him
annoying.
for me.
Okay, this I can deal with. This has rolled pretty well for us. So jumping actually works with a lot of this stuff. Oh, that hit me apparently. Didn't think it did. Oh, good. Yeah, that got me. Okay, we're fine. I legit pushed for a special there. I pushed for that, and it didn't do it. Oh, good. That happened. Like, I jumped. Now it's not shooting again. Like, no, it did the wrong one. Okay, well, I think we've done it. We legit haven't. There we go. Okay. Hopefully there's a checkpoint.
Grave. Enough screwing around. I knew you weren't gonna just lie down like a sick, starving puppy and die. That's not your style. But guess what? It ain't mine either.
This is
It's a
fair.
pity, really, having to kill you.
So, all the
We could
others
have gone along just fine if
have
you
gone
weren't such a
easier
pain in the ass.
after they inject themselves with this stuff. So, hopefully, this will just
Tear
be
your limbs off and
easier.
beat you to death with them.
Sure. Yeah. Oh. Okay, that's not what I expected. Okay. I'm going to die. Okay, wait, hang on. What is happening? Okay, I can't see anything and I can't move. What is happening? Like, I don't know what's happening. Okay, we're just gonna get a little bit of health back. And then I just lose it all again, like instantaneously. Did that actually work? I'm such a big fan of that. Okay, we're just gonna do that. Get a little bit more health back. Okay, we're good, we're good. What the? Okay. Animation for that's a bit weird. I had full shields. What the hell? If it hasn't checkpointed me, I might cry. Yeah, you can jump to avoid his smash. We knew that, but it also didn't work when I just did it just then. But it's fine.
Grave. Enough screwing around.
Uh-huh. Let's shoot. Jesus. Like, jumping kind of works against a ton of stuff. Okay, I thought I jumped, but apparently I didn't. Okay, I thought that I dodged. Okay, there we go. Oh, okay. I can't. No. I don't like this move. Weirdly, you can dodge it fairly easily. How am I doing this? Okay, we're good. We're still good. We're still good. But we have loads of specials now. I pushed the wrong frickin' button again! Okay, we're just gonna do this to get some health back. Oh, okay, sure. And then one more. Nice. Did that work? Wow, it somehow did. I don't know what happened there. We did it, though. Oh! VFX going into absolute overdrive here. Yeah, I don't know about these boss battles, some of them. Like, they are weird. Real weird. So what are we doing now? Also, how long have I been recording for? Oh, this is fine. We can deal with this. Okay. Like, we might leave the episode here. Just because last time I started another one and it, like... Should we get more damage? Yeah, more damage. That's what we're doing. I think, like, we do use it. Just not using it a lot in that last mission, but... We've still got some, like... So it's alien ship next, of course. Okay, what did I think of that? So yeah, the repetition has very much set in now. I think we had that sort of new enemy type with the guns for hands. They were actually in a previous level, but they weren't properly introduced. Whereas now they've been like properly introduced, and there's loads of them. Like they were fine, but they didn't really add enough to it, I would say, to like make me think, okay, this is like a step up and it's a new mechanic or anything like that. It was a case of like, as much as I hate to say it, it was a case of just holding down R2 to kill them. I very much prefer fighting the human enemies, just because they have like a bit more variety with how you have to deal with them. And it comes more down to enemy management when you're fighting them. As for the boss, I think it has a similar problem to a lot of the bosses. It's very difficult to predict what the boss is going to do. It's kind of a bit unclear on how you're supposed to actually like counter a lot of stuff. Jumping seems to work against a ton of different stuff, which is very, very weird. I don't really think that's how it was intended, especially given that like the jump is like real janky. But hey, if it works, it works, and I'm gonna take a win where I can take a win, basically. Yeah, like the design of the boss was cool. I liked his aesthetic, sort of like, as I say, Kingpin meets like Mike Tyson with like a touch of like Full Metal Alchemist arm. And then a big like machine monstrosity is like the final form. Which is kind of weird because all the other ones have been sort of like these like fleshy demon-y types, haven't they? Whereas he was a lot more like mechanical and robotic. Oh, I guess maybe because the metal in his arm like is like part of the material that creates the monster, I guess. That could make sense. That's kind of cool. But yeah, I liked the design. I just didn't like the actual fight itself again, which is a shame. And as I say, I predict more BS as we get into the final chapters. Yeah. So that's where I'm at. Would I say this is one of the worst games of the year? No, no, it's not. It really isn't. Like, I think there's way worse stuff that's like come out in recent years, if not this year. Like a lot of live servicey stuff that really sucks. A lot of yeah, just a lot of I say repetitive. When I say the word repetitive, like I mean like it's the same type of game over and over and over again. You know, even things like FIFA and stuff like that. Like to me, those games are just completely redundant. Like I could literally put a FIFA game on from like years ago and probably be like super satisfied. Do you know what I mean? Like I would put those as like my worst games, like personally. But that's just me. I also think kind of driving games as well. I don't think there's really much you can do to innovate with that kind of stuff outside of graphics. But yeah, probably just infuriated some people. That's a shame. But yeah, I certainly wouldn't put this there. I think this is a unique enough experience, and it's also like it's an experience that like there's not a lot of out there. Like this is a very like it's its own thing. Like nothing else really feels like this, and that could be for better or for worse, but it's still unique. So yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to try and complete this game tonight, to be honest with you. So I'm just going to carry on playing once this recording's done, and I'll get another video like ready to go. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Farewell.